Hi, I'm Savannah Johnson. I am an incoming sophomore in Dr. Eichner's field school class.
We were excavating Fort Sherman, which was built on Coeur d'Alene Native land and is now the site of North Idaho College. Fort Sherman was home to many American soldiers, but it was interesting in the fact that it also housed a few families of the soldiers, so there were their wives and their children, as well as a black battalion, which is fairly unique. And we were looking to see how all these people interacted with each other, with these different groups of people, and with the fort. We are especially interested in the minorities of this group, of the women and children there, of the black soldiers, because these are people whose stories aren't often written down or told in history. We were digging half-meter by half-meter units in a varied pattern. We didn't know exactly where we might find things that would be relevant to our questions. So we tried to take like a big sample size at first, and then we honed in on a few pits that were more promising and we widened those. We're looking for anything from thrown away trash to actual stuff that used to be in their houses. And this will give us an insight on how these people lived, how they ate, what did they own, and could they afford what they owned? Is it different from what other people owned? Every little piece is a different insight into how these people lived, and the material they brought into their lives shows us that. When I started anthropology, I didn't realize it was something that I could do. I knew it was something that I could learn, but I didn't realize there was careers in it, and when I got there, it felt perfect. It felt like the work I was doing meant something. We like to think of history as this thing that it's complete. We have it all written down and all accounted for, but do we really? We have to think, who was writing this history and who did they decide to include, and maybe more importantly, who did they decide not to include? We have to think about people whose stories weren't written, but even if they weren't written into history, their items, what they held in life, can still be used to find their stories and bring them to life.